A Realm Reborn speedrun, an 18-hour marathon to make it through the first expansion of Final Fantasy XIV was behind us, and Aerodynamis enjoyed his rest. After a year of nothing, forgetting himself in the void, he awoke, ready for his next test, Heavensward, with most runners finishing in 9 to 10 hours. I was happy for a moment that this run would be easier than the last, but an idea came to mind. Looking ahead at the next expansions like a cruel whisper of temptation, it appeared. Stormblood speedrun has 2 placements and was 10 hours. Barely any different from the stream last year. 20 hours. I could do that, right? So it began, and I started my preparations for the greatest mistake I would ever make. Speedrunning 2 expansions, Heavensward and Stormblood, back to back in a single 24-hour period.
Okay, hello everybody. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Is the 4th of July? It's my birthday. Let's have a little chit chat about what's going on today. I've run the numbers myself, and by myself, I mean I've looked at speedrun.com. A Heavensward speedrun ranges from 7.5 hours from the absolute best speedrunner in the world, Bumpers, to like 9.5-ish hours for a normal runner. The Stormblood speedrun only has 2 speedruns, and the speedrun is just about 10 hours on both sides. So if we add those 2 numbers together, I'm only running a 20-hour stream here, which means that I will in fact be able to, technically speaking, complete 2 expansions in a single day. Speaking of doing things in one setting, there are times during this where I'm going to force all of us to do a little bit of standing up and shaking our legs a bit so we don't get blood clots, because I'm going to be here for a while. As soon as I get the quest complete pop-up for the Far Edge of Fate, then we are done, and this part of the speedrun ends, and then the Stormblood one will begin. I'll probably take a little bit of a break to prepare some extra stuff and make sure that we're all good.
Now, Aerodynamis was used for an A Realm Reborn speedrun previously, meaning I avoided some important things that we're going to take the chance to prepare before starting the Heavensward run. The most important being the White Mage class quests up to level 50.
I have some really weird stuff prepped from one of the 2 people that helped me out the last time I was doing speedruns. Bunper's also pretty much world record in, no, they are world record in the Heavensward and ARR MSQ speedruns, I believe. They've given me an absolute masterclass of information for Heavensward routing. They've given me, from Heavensward onwards, we want to use routes with the Chocoporters, because the Chocoporters will give us flight speed in areas that we don't have flight in. Love learning about 14 speedrunning strats. The 14 speedrunning strats are absolutely bonkers. I didn't think there was going to be anything that crazy or new for the Heavensward run compared to the A Realm Reborn run, but the Chocobo Porters are so much more important now, it's kind of ridiculous.
With our Chocobo Speedster ready for battle and the White Mage quest done, we grab a full stack of Gissel Greens and the run can actually begin.
I'm really nervous, gamers. I'll be honest. The speedrun does include Duty Finder queue times. Yes, unfortunately. Which is why we want to do White Mage, and why things have really, the stars have aligned for me. Because Dawn Trail queues are a mess. Nobody can do their roulettes except for healers and tanks maybe. So I'll have instant queues forever. This is gonna be amazing. I'll be honest, I'm very, very nervous about this. Once I hit this funny button and start the run, I will not be able to stop until we have completed Heavensward at the very least. 2 expansions in a single day, and this is gonna be the first one. I hit accept, and the run begins. Why is it not working? Hello? There we go. I'm gonna hold on.
Live Split, for some odd reason, didn't start properly, and since we can't abandon the MSQ, I sat around for a good few seconds as penance and run off to start Heavensward. As the time starts and we're rushing off to our first objective, let's take the chance to go over the rules for this speedrun. We're currently running the Final Fantasy XIV MSQ solo Road to 80 Heavensward speedrun. With that in mind, the time starts on accepting the first quest and ends after completing the Far Edge of Fate. No delivery Moogle items, no FC or FC buffs, no market board or trading, no pre-made parties unless they also submit a run, and no pre-order or recruit a friend bonuses. And while we're here, let's all take a moment of silence for my previous 10th place run in A Realm Reborn, dropped now to 15th.
long time ago at this point. It's been a few weeks, I think. I had a silly little bird that kept attacking my window. I was very worried about the little guy. He was doing his best, trying to protect his territory, but I didn't want him to hurt his beak. So I got a fancy little spray that blurred the reflection in my window. It doesn't look the best, but at least the bird is not hurting its beak anymore. I haven't seen the little birdie since.
Fresh after Dawn Trail's release, we get the newest addition to White Mage's arsenal to carry us through this run, saving an incredible amount of time over previous runners. We've got a dash now, baby! While I'm not confident that it's correct, this also added a strange new angle to the run that no one had gotten a chance to test before. When you first get access to a zone, your mount's movement speed is the same as your sprint speed, meaning that when your dash is off cooldown, dropping my mount to sprint and dash might technically be a faster way to get around. Obviously, I've never done a run before, so I don't know if it's faster, especially with the time it takes to get back on your mount afterwards, but hey, it was fun, so why not?
There is currently, we are allowed to do the Samurai unlock now that Samurai is available on free trial, but before doing this run myself, I did some studying, watching Bunper's world record run. They started with Samurai for the level 50-ish quest range, and maybe the 51, I think, but the damage that they got out of Samurai after that wasn't enough for it to really be worth swapping off of White Mage at all. So I will take the easier route because we're not entirely sure yet if there's enough EXP between the main scenario quests to get White Mage and Samurai to level 60. We're going to not be doing that and instead just using White Mage for the whole time. White Mage did me well the last time, and I will continue to have it do well.
This was one of the biggest streams I had ever done, with over 1,200 people hanging out, so there was one important rule I had to make clear for chat.
Please do not purposefully attempt to get into my queues. That is against the rules. If you are queuing for your daily roulette and you end up in my roulette, fine. If you end up in my dungeon, that's fine. It doesn't matter that much. But do not purposefully attempt to get into the queues for my dungeons. It is very appreciated. I love the kindness that is within your soul to want to help me with this run. The only issue is that is incredibly unfair to any other runner because I just have viewers that want to participate compared to them who have to rely on the normal game. We need to respect all of the other runners, and we also need to very desperately try to respect the poor, suffering verifier that is going to have to sit through 20 hours of me playing Final Fantasy XIV to confirm that I did not cheat the entire time.
Thankfully, everyone was good about this the whole time, though there are some points later where I would briefly regret not being allowed to get support. The first solo duty, sounding out the amphitheater, comes with a fun little quirk. There's tracks you can follow if it's your first time doing the MSQ, or you could just walk straight over to the quest objective if you remember where it is.
I really feel like I remember it being Gargane Mills. I did it a long time ago, but I kind of remember it. How much research did you do before starting this speedrun? I did a little bit of research. I'm not, I didn't put a crazy amount of time into researching for it, but I watched through a good few bits of the world record run for Heavensward. I peeked at a few different sections of the world record run for the Stormblood, and I chatted with the speedrunners on the Discord for some strats and suggestions and trying to plan stuff out, and they were very, very helpful.
One spell-weaving heretic later, the first instance for the run is complete, we grab the Chocobo Porter to start our flight routing, and the MSQ and Coerthus Western is done for now.
Can't Swiftcast summon your mount, that would provide an unfair advantage in PvP, you're right. I didn't think about the consequences of the PvP world. I did nothing on this character after the speedrun. I logged out as soon as the speedrun was done. I logged back in today, and this is the first time we've seen him since that stream.
Off to the Sea of Clouds for a short adventure with Mr. Vanilla. One quick rescue later.
Alright, come on, buddy. You could do it. I believe in you. What are you scared about? Come on, get moving. You can make it. It is a straight shot. There's no way you don't make it now. Fantastic.
Sea of Clouds is finished, and we reach the first Chocobo Porter route, using the flight path to get us halfway and dropping off to continue on foot.
I really like the Chocobo Porter strat. It makes me very happy. Right now, I'm good at the game. A little bit. At least, like, a tiny bit. Because I am conscious. We shall have to see if this continues into the future. Thank you for informing me, by the way, that Holy is a gain on 2, because otherwise I would not have been using it. We would have been going slow. I would have been losing. We've reached level 60 if I had silver Chocobo feathers. feathers, this is the point where I would be able to turn them in for a level 60 weapon and be using them. Since I will not have that, I think instead I'm going to go unlock the Aetheryte in the Dravanian Forelands, and we'll do our White Mage quests. I'll be doing my White Mage quests pre-Ravana. I'm gonna follow this until I get to Chocobo Porter, and then once I get to the Chocobo Porter unlock, I'm gonna step away and do all of the White Mage quests up to level 60, and then we'll have the level 60 White Mage gear to carry us in the field for the rest of the run.
I went back and forth on this for a while. I needed level 60 gear, but doing the entire White Mage questline would be a big time loss. But thankfully, there's a vendor in Ishgard that sells level 60 gear for guild, so in the end, we decided it was best to skip the job quests altogether and do them right before the Stormblood run. First trial unlocked, while we're queued in and waiting, we hop back to the Foundation and do some shopping.
I wonder if we'll have to come back here. If we have to come back here, this is a mistake. But if it teleports us back here, we're fine.
Watching it back, this shopping trip right here is the start of a spiral that would absolutely destroy my Heavensward run. Grabbing a full set of armor and a shiny new weapon, I head back to Tailfeather to try and get to the next quest spot a bit early. Mid-flight on my Chocobo Porter, we take the queue and Ravana goes down in just over 5 minutes.
Killabee's got 0.1%. Thank you. Yippee. That is a split if I've ever seen one, baby. And it did not teleport me, so it's a good thing that we started heading back. Oh, never mind. They were just waiting for me to be done that. Alright, that's kind of weird. Couldn't port you back because of the porter. Maybe.
Well, we didn't know for sure. My flight incident might have actually been a time loss. It seemed like the game was stalling the things it was supposed to do for when we were off of the mount, so it absolutely could have prevented us from being teleported. The Ravana queue also hit me with a realization. While the healer queue times should be better, data centers were locked. I was stuck on Dynamis, the lowest populated server in North America. If queue times were bad, there was nothing I could do about it.
Susano might be your favorite primals. I do love Susano personally. I don't know if I'm allowed to like Susano anymore because of solo right now, but you know.
Normally I get stuck in this point of the MSQ for a while, but I had just recently done it on another character. Second floor, across the bridge, Zomal unlocked.
Welcome to the second split. Thumb all has arrived. Wow, that was quick. Okay, the holies are doing good. I don't even have to heal so far. We also have a warrior with us, so I really may not have to heal at all. I could just give them a regen and hope that they do go great.
11 minutes and 20 seconds, Zomal is complete. The next chunk of MSQ drags us to Gridania, so we take the chance to grab the first White Mage quest. This way, if queues ever end up taking a while, I can get some progress on it and try to get a few completions along the way. 40 minutes of questing to the next dungeon. We get in after a minute of queuing. Have a relatively uneventful run, and complete the area in just over 14 minutes. Things were going well. I was in the zone, jumping from quest to quest, and before I knew it, the vault and Bismarck had fallen.
L plus ratio, plus your fight sucks, plus you're not even a real fish, plus you stink. Poor Bismarck. What did he do to deserve this? He did a lot. Bismarck did a lot to deserve that.
Now, the other thing to talk about is flight. With Heavensward, we need to unlock flight in each zone ourselves, instead of just getting it when we finish a certain quest like A Realm Reborn. With that in mind, there was only one zone where flight was worth getting. The Dravanian Hinterlands, our next destination. So while we're headed towards Idyllshire, we grab all of the Aether Currents along the way.
It didn't count because they have to be capitalized. Knots and crosses. Oh, I hate these so much. Cheer Squad, please. You can't be with me right now. It's all over. Is this one of the Aether Current quests? It is. Good thing I grabbed it. Oh no, does that mean there were more quests back there that I should have grabbed?
Thankfully, no. The Aether Current quests in Idyllshire don't actually appear until later in the MSQ, but a good note that we have to make sure we don't forget them later.
The healer is just the one that the speedrunners have designated as the correct role. For Q speed, and because it's easier to be an undergeared healer than it is to be an undergeared tank. I'll also say that being an undergeared healer instead of an undergeared tank mostly matters for the A Realm Reborn speedrun. For Heavensward and Stormblood, so far, you're not really undergeared ever, because I can buy 60 gear from the Foundation.
One Aether Current quest down, the second appears right next to the MSQ, and we're headed off towards the western side of the Hinterlands. One quick favor for a frog marks our third Aether Current quest, and an hour after Bismarck, we have finally reached the next split, the Great Koopa Library.
And unfortunately, unfortunately, it is an instant pop. I was hoping for longer so that I could run around and do some Aether Current stuff, but that's fine. It's a fun one. It's an enjoyable. Cube World? Wow. Cube World, I love your video game. And Cube World is going at the speed of light. This is great. One of the books in the dungeon, so remember if it's in the hard version, is very funny. There's The Boy and the Dragon Gay in the hard version. And then there's a book report on The Boy and the Dragon Gay, and it was the worst book report I've ever read in my life. Genuinely, it was just some young child was assigned it for their English class. They went to SparkNotes. They read it on SparkNotes. They said it had a different ending than it had, and then that was it. That was their whole book report. Don't forget the journal of the guy that fell in love with Brayflox. Very true, very true. And welcome to Wrath Does Really Obscure Mechanics. These little gremlins give a problematic debuff to people. If you use the comfort emote on them, then it gets rid of the debuff. Did this with duty support for your first run, and Alfie comforted you? Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Even the NPCs in duty support will do it. It's incredible. And I think this is the only place where it happens. Oh, wait. We can do it again? Hold on. I have been given misery? Never mind. We can't do it again because nobody's going to comfort me. But the misery debuff, if somebody uses comfort on you while you have the debuff, then it gets rid of it.
KOBO Library finished in 13 minutes, as Law is unlocked, and we're headed on to the final instances of 3.0.
I was originally planning for doing one expansion every year. So we would be the majority of the way through my speedruns today at this exact second. But instead, I have decided that I'm going to speedrun 2 expansions. Golly gee willikers, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
The Aetherochemical Research Facility had a tank that was desperate to go fast, but unfortunately also a sprout who was viewing the cutscenes, so we lose a lot of the time we might have gained. I'm sure it was still pretty... Oh god, that's second place. 16 minutes and 14 seconds makes this the second fastest synced aetherochemical run in the world. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Completely oblivious to the fact that had I been a bit luckier and not had a sprout that watched cutscenes, that would have been the fastest run of this dungeon ever. We move on to the Singularity Reactor.
I queue in for Singularity Reactor. I'm going to take this time to go try and feed my cats. I'll be right back. I'll come back if I hear it. Cat feeding successful. Oh my god, what incredible timing. All right. See you later, King Thornton. King Thornton, more like King Snorden.
Yeah, I wasn't even tired yet at this point. I have no excuse. Thornton finished in 4 minutes. Heavensward is complete. We skipped through some terrifying copyrighted music, and in just 6 hours, we're headed on to the post-Heavensward main scenario quest. 94 quests down. The next stage is a lot shorter, with only 44 quests to go before we finish the first half of this run. Patch 3.1, we've got a solo instance. As goes light, so goes darkness, and the first real chance to show off the speedrunning strats for solo quest duties. Throw your armor off, blow up in whatever fashion you choose, and re-enter on very easy. Dying in any solo instance gives you the option to leave and choose the difficulty, but it's only really worth it when we have the ability to die quickly, otherwise it's better to just do it the normal way. To make it even easier, I swap over to Archer and enter as a level 9. Yeah, I didn't even know that was an option, but the game only gives you a warning if you're underleveled. It doesn't actually stop you from doing it. Immediate death and back in on White Mage, now things will be much faster.
Where the heck is this last dude? Amaric is dying over you. Was this it? You just wanted me to go back? It says that I haven't saved all the hostages. I had a little kobold village. They went to the little kobold city, and the kobolds had a stock market, and the stock market was trading in a gift that they had been taught and received from the first travelers to ever enter the kobold city. It was a collection of little sticks shaped like a dog called Updog. It was, in fact, their most valuable commodity.
8 quests of talking, 3.1 is finished, and we're on to 3.2 and our next split, the Anti-Tower. 6 hours into the run, 7 hours into the stream, we've reached the Anti-Tower, and I was starting to lose a lot of my earlier energy. I could feel a tinge of tired behind my eyes.
I believe in you, little Dark Knight. You can make it. You could do it. Go at the speed of light.
Anti-Tower down.
Split, thank you. Very kind of you. Probably 10 more minutes and then we'll be done Heavensward. Definitely accurate.
Another solo duty complete. We're at 3.3, 25 quests left in Heavensward. And with Sorkai, we've got the first major bump in the run.
Sorkai is now accessible. A regular duty has been unlocked. Would you believe it? Wow. All right. You'd think I was unrestricted or something. Hello, everybody. Another sprout, just like me. You can do it, Mr. Dark Knight. Here, I shall become your healer. All right? What are we waiting for? I'm just gonna start. I don't really understand what's happening. Oh, they're disconnecting. I see. We're starting off strong with this dungeon. 5 minutes are required before I can vote kick somebody. This is absolutely ridiculous. We can keep going. I have a forced 5-minute time loss otherwise.
With a disconnected tank, we're down a person until we can kick them out and start recruiting a new one, but that's not going to stop me. So with 2 DPS and a healer, we rush on to the first boss while waiting.
Yeah, we'll make this work. I just had to be a really good healer for a while.
Unfortunately, we can't start our vote kick while the fight is going on, but things go a lot smoother than I expected.
No, it's unfortunate. Please let me push you. We make it work. The boss is almost dead. I just have to continue to be focused on keeping us alive. Just kill the boss. Kill the boss and be done with it. Get me out of here. Oh my god. Offline. Commence vote. Party member has been dismissed. How do we do the thing for searching for a new party member? Does the party leader have to do that one? Oh, hello. We got our new party member. We're making it. We did it. Yippee.
Once we had our new tank, the rest of the dungeon finishes up without issue.
Some guy is being defeated as we speak.
And we're done Sorkai in 17 minutes. Now we're at the final steps of faith and the bane of any creator's existence. Copyrighted music.
No. It's great to see everybody. Hello, how's it going? How are we doing today? What is everybody up to? How /BGM 10. Yeah, that's way better. Okay.
But this is when that frugal spending from earlier finally comes back around to bite us.
I don't meet the eye level Are you... Hello? You've got to be kidding me. This has to be a joke. Anything. Absolutely anything. An accessory that's just somehow in here or something. Oh my god. What a... You can... Come on, dude. We're going to buy accessories from Foundation, I guess. I cannot believe I was 3 eye level off, dude.
I was hoping to save money to make sure I had enough to buy gear in Stormblood, but that ended with us not having the eye level required to start the fight. One quick trip to purchase gear later, and it all falls apart. In my exhaustion, thrown off by having to go buy gear and deal with Dragon Song's copyright, I queue up for the final steps of faith and Sorkai, and I accepted it without realizing.
No, wait, no. Oh my god.
Then, as the last kick, I thought it wouldn't provide a penalty until the second time I left a dungeon.
I don't get a penalty the first time, I don't think.
Wanting to not run the dungeon again, I leave, sticking us with a 30-minute penalty timer.
I'm so stupid. This is the worst thing I've ever done. Well, 30-minute time lost, so we might as well go do some quests. I can go get my white mage stuff done for now.
Things could not have possibly been worse. Now we get to sit with a 30-minute forced time loss. There is absolutely nothing I can do right now that would make this helpful or positive. I planned to do my job quests between the 2 expansions, but I had nothing better to do. So I get some progress on the white mage quests and unlock the gold saucer. At some point during Stormblood, we'll need to come here, so grabbing the 8th right now will be a time save in the future. With the penalty over, Nidhogg is defeated in 5.5 minutes, and we can move on towards the end. Patch 3.4 needs self-atoll, completed in 16 minutes.
Do you remember when Papa John caused the Backstreet Boys reunion tour of 2020? You can't just drop that on us without an explanation? Listen, Papa John caused a reckoning. There was one interview with the Papa John's guy slightly before the great suffering of 2020. They must have framed this to make him look horrific. The lights were like beaming down on him. He was sweaty. He was suffering. He was in a bad spot. He was talking about like a new guy that was coming in to take over Papa John's or something. And he just said, there will be a reckoning. The day of reckoning will come. And then immediately after we got hit with COVID. So, John's caused it. He was the mastermind. I wonder what he was actually talking about. What pizza chain owner will cause the next plague, I wonder? What if it's just Papa John again?
And some trauma that we did as an unrestricted party to speed things along. 3.5 brings us through Balser's Wall.
Come on, Griffin. Please do me a favor and go down very quickly. I have been restrained. Save me. None of them are saving me. Literally none of them. Hello? Oh my god, they're just gonna leave me to die. Hello? Wow, okay. Well, whatever, dude. Whatever you feel like, I guess. Hey, here's the restraint collar real quick. Thank you. Oh my god. If they had done it again, I would have been so angry. I'll take it as a silly little mistake. We can move on. I might have complained if it happened again, but it only happened the once. Everybody makes silly little mistakes all the time. I got myself banned from Duty Finder for 30 minutes on a speed run, so that's okay. We're living the good life. That was definitely a sloppy fight.
18 minutes, and the only dungeon I've wiped in all day. 3.55 finishes the first expansion of the day with 6 quests and the final split, the Far Edge of Fate. With a final time of 10 hours, 5 minutes, and 22 seconds, the first run is over. Some adjustments had to be made by the verifier, but the Heavensward run landed at 6th place, with around 17 seconds added on. If I hadn't messed up on the final steps of Faith Queue, we would have gotten 5th place instead, but I'm glad to have finished it all. For now, a quick break and splitting the YouTube stream up, we've got just about 13 hours to complete Stormblood. Plenty of time, given that the runs I was basing this off of were both 10 hours. From here, it really started to feel like I could do this. My dreams of completing 2 expansions in one day were right in front of me. First, mandatory group stretching to make sure we were alive.
YouTube chat, you're happy, you're functional, you're good? Oh, the YouTube chat is from the first stream still, huh? It has become a weird color. This is not normal. No, okay, you're sticking with the strange color. I can't fix it. So this is what you get.
Then we start up the next run with Hab, one of the speedrunners that's been helping me along the way.
Are we ready? We're hovering over accept. Go. See you later. Best of luck, gamers. I already forgot to skip the cutscene. This is great.
And we're off. Stormblood speedrun begins, and we have just about 13 hours remaining to complete all 162 quests. Oh, and it's a new timer, because as much as I wanted to be crazy, the speedrun admins told me it had to be separate to, not have people do this regularly and destroy their health, which is fair. I've done Heavensward fairly recently for some other videos, so I had a general idea of where most things were and where I should be going, but Stormblood was when I started playing Final Fantasy XIV, around 8 years ago, and that's the only time I ever did it. I didn't remember any of the instances, dungeons, fights, areas, nothing. There was not a single brain cell in my head that had any memory of this place. It was a desperate struggle to find where I was going and the right way to get there, and just as desperate a struggle to stay awake. It was just now hitting 10 p.m., and being the old man with a job that I am, that means it's just about bedtime, and I was feeling it.
I am already pretty tired, I will admit.
As I'm sure you can see, watching me sit there trying to summon my mount as a giant bird is attacking me.
I can't, because I'm in combat. Come on. We did the Heavensward run in just over 10 hours, 10 hours and 5 minutes, 14 hours. I can really mess up this Stormblood run. Thank you, Let Me Pet You, for opening the gate for me. It is very, very kind. I have been bamboozled out of everything. The bank, they are trying to take my family away from me. I have not given them enough money. The bank, they came to my house yesterday. They sat at my table. I did not invite them in, but they came in anyway. They sat at my table. They looked at me in the face while I was eating my chicken nugget. They looked at me and they said, "Do you have enough money for chicken nugget?" I said, "Yes, I have a little bit of money for chicken nugget." What's the what? What do you mean what? You tell me you've never experienced something exactly like this before? Okay, we hit 70 white mage. As soon as we get to Kugane, we're good to go.
29 quests of nothing but talking. We reached the first dungeon, the Siren Song Sea. Dungeon finished in 13 minutes and 17 seconds. We make it to the biggest city in Stormblood, Kugane. Since our white mage is level 70, we can rush over and buy our final gear immediately on entering. A full set of level 70 equipment, not taking any risks this time. We head on towards our next fight, Susano.
Think we can clear Shadowbringers as well today? Let's get to it. Oh yeah, I think I'll have with the expected time that I have slated right now, I'm thinking I'm gonna hit 21, 22 hours. So we will have 2 to 3 hours to be able to clear Shadowbringers. I think that's probably pretty possible.
Pool of Tribute unlocked. We make it in with a 4-minute queue time, and the fight goes down without any problems.
Unfortunately, I already used my swift cast, so I'm gonna have to hard cast this. And I'm about to get knocked back, so my hard cast is gonna be interrupted. Back to hard casting arrays. Alright, so this Susano isn't going great. Wonder if people like Picto and Viper, just an idea? Maybe. Chat, am I doing it? Chat, I did it. Yeah, baby. My sword now. See you later. Alright, I'm getting out of there. Perhaps we should consider... Okay, never mind. It's good. We beat the boss. That's all that matters.
In 2 hours and 32 minutes since starting Stormblood, we're ready to move on. Something about that feels very wrong, but I can't quite put my finger on it. 21 quests to Bardom's Medal, running through mountains and hills, struggling to read the map in my exhaustion. Our next dungeon is unlocked, and the late night queue time gets us in 5 minutes.
Okay, maybe not this far away to hit the buttons, but okay. I mean, that was a pretty good poll, honestly. We can do that again.
With the fastest tank the Azim Steppe has ever seen, and some amazing gameplay from yours truly.
The first trial is upon you. Basic mathematics. Absolutely terrible. I have been fettered. I'm losing? Oh, never mind. Well, first trial overcome. Great job. Ow. No. I was doing so good. Hey. No. Don't worry about it. You know, we tried our best. It's fine. Oh, that was pretty cool. That was it? We didn't have to, like, actually fight a dude? Alright.
Barnum's medal is complete in 12 minutes.
Goodbye, Birdie. It was great seeing you. Thank you.
To be more specific, 11 minutes and 49 seconds, which I'm sure wasn't anything special with how horribly tired I was and how badly I messed up. No, okay, that's the second fastest run and the fastest solo synced run ever. Why couldn't it be for a dungeon that I was actually awake? Why does my best time in the whole speedrun have to be this? Split done, 3 hours and 50 minutes in, 48 quests left until the end of 4.0. Creating the sickest tech of all time.
What a time save. Can you believe that? That's some speedrun strats right there.
Hopelessly lost in the Nadam solo duty.
Where am I going? Am I supposed to be over here or something? I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on, I'll be completely honest. They keep respawning, so I feel like I should be somewhere else. There's the guys. There.
The next dungeon on the list is Doma Castle.
They're bringing the Mahjong music back. We gotta get out of here quick. Just understand, we need to move with the speed of light. I can't allow this to continue. We're drifting at high speeds.
Unlocked and ready to go, I wasn't exactly doing well.
We just add to the queue. I can take a break. I can think for a minute. I don't have to be doing the speed. How are we only missing DPS? Are you kidding me? I have my tank in this party, but I'm missing 2 DPS? I mean, I guess it's 2:30 a.m. It is opposite day. It must be. All of the Vipers and Pictomancers have finished their leveling for the day. Would a Sprout who wants to watch the cutscene be a speedrun killer? I mean, yeah, but you gotta remember that you're playing an MMO, right? If Sprouts are watching their cutscenes, let them watch their cutscenes. I get that I want to go fast, but it's just the way of the world.
11 minutes and 40 seconds, Doma Castle is finished.
Hello everybody, my name is Wrath Games, and today we're going to be playing some Five Nights at Freddy's 4. As you all know, I'm very good with horror games. It's been my whole shtick, and the main reason that you watch this channel. Good time for a stretch, a good idea. How much of this has been waiting for queues? Not that much. Honestly, this last queue and this one are the only ones that have really been that long. Only one thing to do now. Wake up. I'm waking up.
5 minutes and 30 seconds, Lakshmi is done, and everything starts to come crashing down.
I'm going as fast as my tiny little legs can carry me. Nope. We've got it. I found it. I was looking for this all night. I was waiting for it to happen. I was confused when it was not happening. And here we are. Oh, I just got hit like a truck, dude.
But not just because I was tired. No. Something much worse than that. I had made the mistake of saying it out loud a moment ago, and so the universe came to smite me for my hubris. Unlocking Castrum Abanya.
And please, a fast queue.
We waited. And waited and waited, but that queue never filled. Desperate for something I could do to fix this, I listened to chat, and we swap over to the only other data center I had access to, Materia.
Materia would have people. Okay, let's just do Materia then. I have to do something.
Every other data center was locked because of Dawntrail. This was our one option. And as the Materia data center is one of the least populated servers in the game, we wait yet again for a queue that never fills.
Just put me in duty support. I'm done trying. If I had just done duty support from the start, I would have made it. That's the worst possible outcome.
Duty support is as slow as a dungeon can go. I could have had a full team of Sprouts, each watching cutscenes, and die twice to every boss, and still clear a dungeon faster with people than duty support. They don't use AoEs, they only attack one enemy at a time, and if I, the man currently exhausted out of his mind, make a mistake and die, the fight instantly ends, and I respawn at the start of the dungeon. And if I want to fight more than one group of enemies at a time, I have to be the one to rush ahead and get their attention. After a certain distance, they'll teleport to you, which brings its own set of problems.
Here we go. Is it this way? Why is the door not opening? What am I missing, dude? What do you want from me? Do I have to go all the way back for the end? I can't take this right now, man. I can't do this.
A single enemy was left when they teleported, so we have to rush back and kill it before moving on.
You want to know why we don't use duty support? Because it took 3.5 minutes to kill one pull of mobs. That would have taken maybe a minute with other players. And you know, other players don't just teleport to me and lose aggro on the important mobs that need to die.
20 minutes of dungeon and 20 minutes of queue times. We finally make it through Castrum Abanya. Banya. But at what cost indeed? What an accurate split name we gave it. The ship's morale was at an all-time low, but I had to keep pushing. We were right there at the end, and the next dungeon, Alamigo, marked the final quest of 4.0, the end of Stormblood's main scenario.
Wow, alright. It was just Castromabania, I guess.
I hadn't even swapped back to Dynamis. This was still a materia queue time. It was just Castromabania in particular that hated us. 13 minutes and 35 seconds. 2 seconds off the fastest Alamigo clear in the world. Things were starting to look up again. But the instance immediately after would be the real test. Was I really going to make up for that lost time with
What happened? It was literally just that split. Both others are instant queues. On materia.
4 minutes and 50 seconds?
Date with my husband finished 7 hours and 35 minutes.
We skip a few dozen cutscenes and we're on the final stretch. Entering post Stormblood, there are now just 40 quests left before it's all over, and I still had 6 hours to do it. Reaching the drowned city of Scala just 10 minutes later, there was no more doubt.
I enter the drowned city of Scala. I get an instant queue. I actually get an instant queue. Okay.
I was going to do this.
But they removed the thing where I float across as the guy? No, it still has the gap. They removed it. It's my little guy time. What the heck, dude? I can't believe they took away my turn into big floaty guy.
21 minutes, the drowned city is cleared. 37 quests left, 1 trial and 2 dungeons. This was it. 2 expansions in a single day. The end was in sight.
3 instances left. How many quests could that possibly be? Like 10 quests away? I can't believe we're in the final stretch of 10 quests. Hello? What am I looking at? Jaw. Fantastic.
Patch 4.1 complete. 29 quests left. Return of the Bull complete. Hope of the Waves complete. Passing 9 hours, we take on His Forgotten Home. 23 quests left. With the last few instances, I should be finished the run in the next hour, maybe hour and a half. But then...
Hello? Oh no, that's like my internet went out or something. It totally did. You have to be joking. I'm gonna lose my mind, dude.
My internet was down, and so was the internet for everyone around me. It would last for the next 3 hours minimum, according to my ISP. The run was over. I had failed for reasons outside of my own control. But that's not where this story ends. After all of that, I can't possibly let something like that be the end. So I'll be back sometime soon, and my dream of clearing 2 expansions in one day will be fulfilled. Another big thank you to everyone that helped out with the planning of this run. Thank you to my dear mods for suffering through the endless stream, and the Final Fantasy XIV Speedrun Discord for being amazingly supportive. If you're interested in joining the Speedrun community, they're currently looking to start a new leaderboard, all dungeons in an expansion using duty support, and they'd love to have you stop by, give some opinions, and test out the category with them. The link for their Discord is in the description. Thank you again for making my birthday such a wonderful experience. I hope you enjoyed the madness.